All right, shalom, shalom to the Lord's elect of the household of faith. As always, I'd like to give all the praises, honor, glory, and respect to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Waha Rachaha Kodash. Double honor goes out to the venerable apostles and the elder bishops and the elders at the Great Millstone GMS who rule well and who teach well, laboring in this word and doctrine, and are our true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutations to the hopeful elect, as always, noising this gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, wherever they are located at, pushing this word in sincerity and in truth, risking the life for Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai's sake. Abba Ratazah, which means Father willing, so Father willing this lesson is edifying. Yeah, man, a lot of things going on, a lot of big things are going on, okay? Draconian measures going on in the UK right now. So as you can see from this article on your screen from endtimeheadlines.org, all right, and this was published on the 15th of June 2026, the year of sellouts, apostates, and agents. And I've got another article I'll share with you as well from The Guardian, and I'll put the links to both of them in the description box beneath as well. All right. So, as you can see in the UK right now, you can see the title: Britain announces sweeping social media ban for under 16. All of a sudden, I want to do this now. So what I'm saying, you got to put your thinking caps on, all right? You know there's some agenda behind this, all right? So yeah, they're basically saying that they'll ban people under 16 from using social media because of harmful things, all right? Britain is set to unveil significant new restrictions on social media access for children under 16, with measures that could bar young users from major platforms and curb addictive features threatening their online well-being. There's always been harmful things on the internet, man, okay? According to a report from Reuters, the announcement is expected on Monday as Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer pushes for stronger protections amid rising concerns over youth mental health. Yeah, all right. They've already done it in Australia, right? It's been 6 months so far since that ban has been in place as well in Australia. And Australia mirrors America and England in how they move and do things, okay? But this is just the beginning. These bans will be broadened, all right? They won't stop here, all right? It will not stop here. It's just getting started, okay? Yeah, they're already talking about harmful content on the internet, which has been on the internet for decades and decades. Okay? Yeah, preacher this, preacher that. Alright? People locked up over the 2020 outbreak. Alright? You know, the crown thing. Alright? Going against it, talking about it, even talking against it. And even, you know, the 5G towers, they were talking about that too. Videos were being taken down from the internet. Alright? You know, you had to go on alternative media to say something. Alright? The UK has steadily increased pressure on technology companies in recent years, requiring age verification, algorithm changes, and safeguards against the sharing of intimate images. You know what that is, corn. Starmer's move follows consultations with parents and review of international examples, particularly Australia's pioneering ban on social media for under 16s implemented last December. Yeah. That policy blocks access to platforms including TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Yeah, I mean, just 6 months just over. All right. Really, they want to, you know, it's the Hebrew Israelites they want to target, particularly GMS. All right. Now, this devil's going to come down with great wrath because he knows he has but a short time. All right. It's going to come down on all Israel, but it's the elect. All right. That he wants to get. Now, he don't know who the elect is, so that's why he's going to come down on all Israel. Okay. Israel being so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and your Israelite foreigners, speckled birds scattered the world over that resemble these other nations, but you know, your Israelites going back to your fathers. On your father's side, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob through your lineage. On your father's side, okay. But yeah, it's just truth that's bothering E, okay. You see, that's what they really want to ban, alright. But yeah, but E cannot stop this truth. Okay, spread like wildfire. It's breaking down his kingdom. That's why we call time on a system that's failing our kids and take bold action to give every child the best possible start in life, Starmer said ahead of the announcement. They'll come with the, in fact, let me get that scripture. Okay. I'm just at plantation right now on break, so just want to get this lesson in. Lord willing, the transmission is clear. Psalms chapter 55 verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Yeah, so they'll come and say, oh, it's to look out for the well-being of the youth on the internet. You don't want them to be exposed to, to certain things on the internet, which there is harmful things out there, okay? But we know that there's an agenda behind all this, okay? The fact that they waited all the way till now to want to ban under-16's, all right? From using social media, okay? Makes you wonder, all right? And there's been harmful things on the internet for years. You can list them, all right? Starmer's move follows consultations with parents and review of international examples, particularly Australia's pioneering ban on social media for... Oh, I read that already, didn't I? So reports indicate the government plans a comprehensive ban on mainstream social media for those under 16, while applying targeted rules to other online services such as gaming apps, including limits on interactions with strangers. Britain's consultation drew more than 116,000 responses, revealing strong public backing. Over 83% of participating parents viewed social media risks as outweighing benefits, and 90% supported a minimum access age of 16. Okay. And youth these days, man, they're all hooked onto these things, social media. Alright. And constantly scrolling on, TikTok or whatever, Instagram, dopamine levels. What's happening with that. Okay. Alright. Even back when we were young, man, childhood was different. Okay. Went out and played. Not saying some of these kids don't do that, but they're all stuck on these games and hooked on the internet. Ain't exposed to stuff. Okay. Little 7, 8-year-olds with iPhones. Okay. Young women on there, man, it's like dressing like complete scantily clad and all that. Okay. Even the education, it's like these young ones don't even know the things that they should be learning in school. A lot of them. Yeah. But yeah, we're entering, serious times, man. Okay. Let's get another scripture. This is the book of 2 Corinthians, words of Apostle Paul. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 11. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men, but we are made manifest unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, and I trust also are made manifest in your consciences. Yeah. We're warning you of times that we're entering into. Okay, we're coming into. At the end of the day, this all leads to the MOTB, okay, which is an acronym for Mark of the BEAST, all right, which is the RFID microchip, radio frequency identification device, microchip, all right. All right, there will be C-hipping people out here, man, okay. Yeah. Okay, Jacob's trouble is in its beginning stages. Alright, things are getting worse and worse, man. Protests and all that. Alright. Cost of living going up. You know the score. Right now you got distractions, World Cup, bread and circuses. Okay. That's ongoing. Alright. England's not winning, man. Never again. They won in 1966, which never should have happened. But they ain't gonna win again. Yeah, in 2022, the World Cup before, they faced the easy teams. That's what made them go a bit far. You got Jake, man. Jake is playing for playing for these European teams and that, man. Especially over in England and all that. Most of the players on the team are like Southern Kingdom, and they need them to elevate them far. You take all them Jakes off the England team, man. You're left with like just pure like Edomites that are just worthless. Like one or two, white boy Israelite foreigners, but the rest of them Edomites on the team, worthless, man. Same goes for France and them other, pure BLACK people on them teams. Mbappe and all that. He took the Maxine Crown 19 thing, alright? So, so-called blacks on these teams, man, bigging them up, The reason why they got far, because they need Jake on their team. I would have salted the earth. I'll be the Hispanic tribes when it comes to soccer, though. Football, as we call it over in England. Messi and all that. Israelite from the tribe of Naphtali. But yeah, sorry to go off that. Yeah. But they ain't winning again. Anyway, there's the NFL, NBA going on. Alright. Meanwhile, the nobility of are drinking human blood and eating people, eating babies. Alright, those blood donations that you give, alright, when you donate blood, they go straight to Amalek. Alright, they sacrifice human babies, dump the carcass in rivers, or whatever they do to dispose of the bodies. Alright, but they're still pushing digital IDs. Okay, China with the social credit score system. Oh yeah. We'll stay in the book of 2 Corinthians. I think we'll go to chapter, 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11 says, "Least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." That's it. Right? We're not ignorant of his evil schemes. And they will use convenience to push the charagma. Right? China is a framework as to what the system is pushing, a blueprint of what they're pushing, which is a cashless society. Alright? They're pushing it in the European Union right now. For economics and different things, digital currency, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, who are the elites. Plus there's other elite banking families as well. Alright? DuPonts, Oppenheimers, Gettys, etc. They want everyone C-hipped. Alright, that was said by Aaron Russo, who was taken out, unalived. Now all of a sudden, you got people now changing doctrines, man, making stuff up, causing confusion. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is making moves, Keir Starmer is making moves. Yeah. Here's the other article from The Guardian, yeah. How Australia's social media ban has affected families 6 months on. The British Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, has confirmed the social media ban for under-16s in the UK. It is now 6 months since Australia introduced its ban. Yeah, these teenagers, they're still going to use it. While supporters say, they'll get around it. While supporters say it is helping to protect young people online, critics argue many teenagers are still using social media and that the restrictions are difficult to enforce. With the algorithm and things like that, these teenagers are going to get roused up by the things that's on there. They're going to get pushed to even go out and commit crimes. Okay? They're exposed to what's out there and then, they'll be pushed to do something, carry out maybe even a tea attack. Alright? While supporters say it is helping. I think I read that already. Yeah, we asked parents and carers in Australia about how the ban has affected their families. Yeah. I can read on actually. Okay. I've got, people changing up the doctrine, coming also bringing in damnable heresies, man. Alright? Scriptures talk about that. Alright? You've got men waxing, evil men still, shall wax worse, seducing and being seduced. Right, let's get that. Second Timothy, chapter 3, verse 13, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived, yeah? Okay. That's prevalent now, right, among, in Israel. Okay. even in regards to the sea, still got camp leaders. They know who they are. All right, saying that the MOTB is something different other than the RFID micro CHIP. All right, misleading their congregation. They got blood on their hands. When the CHIP stations, they're gonna have a lot to answer for. What they're gonna tell their congregation. Anyway, let's go to this book of 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 3, the coming day of the Lord. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days which we're in, scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. You see? You know? Yeah. We told you this would take place. We're getting extremely close. Micro CHIP and prisoners as well. Yeah. All right. Yeah, about that. Yeah, man. But this proves that we're in the end times, man. Chaos demons, agents of chaos running around rampant, lunatics, bug outs. Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, false prophets among the people. All right. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 14, the words of Yahushua, as you can see, it's in red letters. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Gospel, good news, yeah? So this truth has gone throughout the whole world. Everybody has heard about the Hebrew Israelites now, right? The elder apostles of GMS has been teaching about the MOTB, right? Even before it was even in the news, before the majority of these people know what it is, all right? Because if you used to speak to people even back in the 60s and all that, all right, it was rare that people even know about the elites and stuff like that. And if they did, they would have had limited information. Okay, now everyone, knows who runs the world now. All right, that's like common knowledge now. Okay, everyone knows what an RFID micro CHIP is now. 60s, 70s, that one, the common thing to know. All right. But yeah, be on the lookout for an economic crash, chaos, outbreaks. All right. See, they're looking to get all these agendas into place. All right. See, people thought the digital ID got shirted. Keir Starmer used that word, shirted. Yeah, I'm gonna use that now. Yeah, people thought that got shirted. Like they ain't gonna bother with that no more. Push it to the side. Nah, that's still in the woodworks. Okay? This is Bible prophecy, so that ain't going away. All right? They had King Charles, decrepit Charles, double down on it too. And he didn't write that speech either. So yeah, they're going to continue pushing the digital ID. All right? They're going to push internet control for sure. All right? So we're in those times. We're in those times, no doubt. So continue to watch as well as pray, man. Yeah, I heard, man. Yeah, England beat Croatia 4-2. Vex me, man. Vex me. I do not want England to win, man. Yeah, they ain't gonna. But yeah. Yeah, Trump says Strait of Hormuz partially open. They ain't gonna open that back up, man. See the latest on this. That was 2 hours, well, the other day when I checked this out. But yeah, NBC, yeah, nah, man, I don't believe it's opening back up. Remember, things are going to get worse and worse. Could be wrong, but it's just me speaking as a man in it, my personal opinion. Strait of Hormuz to reopen, US to lift Iran sanctions on the 14-point deal. Nah, I doubt it. 2 hours ago, Trump's Iran deal reopens the strait. Much remains to be done. All right, Al Jazeera 10 hours ago, Strait of Hormuz reopens, but can ships safe to be assured? Meanwhile, there'll be updates on this from RT News. Belarusian kids wounded in deadly Ukraine drone strike. All right, that was on the 17th. Today's Thursday, the 18th of June. Okay. But yeah, man, the lesson there, man. Okay, I just thought I'd bring that to your attention. All right. Scripture talks about woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees. All right. Social media ban. See, we know where they're going with this, man. Yeah. But I'm going to say, Kal halal Yahweh Hashem Yahshai Hashem Kodash. Right? Shalom to the Lord's elect of the household of faith. And a bad babal.